Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida from Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, and I may have waited too long and let my camera heat up. It's in the 90s out here today, and I'm trying to keep cool, but my brain's not fully functional. I thought I would share with you guys what the acetate panels that I make my edge catchers looks like. That's what I did my dip the other day out of, and it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it's frameable, and I'm pretty sure it's the same stuff they make Yupo out of, but I'm not certain 100%. Anyway, so I thought I'd share that with you because it's kind of pretty. This is an 18 by 24 inch canvas, and honestly, until a few minutes ago, I didn't figure out what I was going to do, and then I saw that black splooge over there and figured out pretty quickly that it would be very handy to use my OXO Good Grips omelet turning spatula. And I'm thinking about the dustpans, and I'm looking at them, and I'm noticing that they're two different sizes. So different dollar stores, different sizes. Get ready for that. I don't know if we're going to use dustpan or not. I have this plan that includes using one of my square pouring containers, and I kind of want to put a ring pour in there and make a ribbon out of it, but I guess we'll see. And so what I'm going to do first, as long as I have most of my stuff out of the way, is going to be to cover some of the canvas, at least, because I did fill that black pretty full, and some of it does need to get out of there. And I am going to just, it's so hot out here, everything is extremely liquid. It makes it easy to see the bumps in the canvas. And some little fly has just discovered my ankles. Oh, good. Alright, we got stuff in the way. I'm going to move it for the moment. I wonder if black paint has a stronger aroma. I know that the bugs really, really like the white canvases. And I don't know how long we can keep paint moist in this heat. But it did rain so much last night. I've never seen so much rain in my entire life. I thought the pool was going to get flooded. But I hung in there and hoped for the best. And checked the weather radar. And it looked like it might leave me not drowned. If the pool floods, it's coming in the house. It's not a good thing. So, even though my tile is only 16 by 16 inches and my canvas is 18 by 24, there is a stretcher bar that runs up the back, and I'm hoping that that will make it easy. But this paint is flowing very well. It's not covering as well as it's flowing, but that's one of the reasons I like the Good Grips omelet turning spatula, is because you can just lightly drag it over the surface, and even where it hasn't covered before, you can move paint very easily and try and cover it. But we will see if that is the case today, because I don't know if I've worked out in weather this hot before. So, since we have that nice white space in the middle, let me just, yeah, okay. It's an OCD thing. What can I say? In the bucket with you. Nope. Off on the canvas first, then in the bucket with you. Alright, so I'm just going to use that right like it is. I've got a bunch of colors that I need to use up. I know you've heard this story before if you've heard me before. And I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to start with the color that sank the other day and think that maybe, and I kept trying to think and think and think about what my colors might actually be. And I put a bunch of colors out and they still weren't cooperating with me. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to give up. I'm going to go from one side of this. I don't know if it's the same thing as making a ribbon pour from one side in a measuring cup. Probably not. But I don't care. And I do have some pretty funky colors. And the thing about them is they sort of decide on their own a lot of times. I'm going to go from the edge of that. They decide on their own a lot of times what's going to be instead of us. So that's part of the deal. That's part of the surprise. And learn to embrace that surprise. Like I'm embracing my instantaneous color choices that I tried to choose ahead of time and they just wouldn't go. I want some white pearl in there, and I want some black. And then I get to decide, because it's not a measuring cup with a spout on it, which direction I'm going to pour from. So I've buried my red, I can see that, and I'm still not remembering to use all the colors that I had to use up. But I'm going to give it a shot, and if I happen to have paint left, which does happen, I'll use it on another painting like I always do. I never did put any yellow in there. We've got every color of the rainbow in there again. Oh well. I don't know if it's worth putting black in there with a black background, but it still does seem to make things pop fairly well. And it seems also like white to be a catalyst to make some cells. There is no silicone in it, whoops, in any of this. Spread that out. Alright, so we've got quite a bit of paint there, and it looks a little on the dark side. So I'm going to go one more. Yeah, don't trust me. I've said that a million times, and it's not necessarily ever been true. So, where am I? What am I doing? I am going to pour from a corner. I wish I'd poured them into the corner, but I don't care right now. I'm just going to go for it. And they make, as you would expect, some different kinds of designs as they go blop, plop down. And I see that I do not have enough contrast in there, so I am going to do something really rude and hope it works. And that is to add a bunch of yellow, a whole lot more white, and I think that's pearl actually. Oh well, never mind. Did I ever put any gold in there? I don't know. Let's put some in there now. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to get. I know that red is coming out like gangbusters. I thought I was going to like it, and I'm not sure yet. At all. I have done some research and found out that these are Princeton Catalyst art tools. So if you're Googling them, because they're not, except for one, a diagonal one, on my Amazon page, which by the way, if you want to help me out, that would be great. Just search on my Amazon link, which is at the top of my video description. And here's another primary example of if I can save this, I'm a miracle worker, but I live in hope that I can do that. But because I have squeeze bottles, I have fearless confidence that I can add paint until I don't hate what I see. And I am going to tip that, but I think I'm going to add a whole lot more white. And I don't think I want it to be pearl this time, although that does look like pearl. Let's not do that. Let's just go with the white in the spaces that we see and know that everything's going to get covered. That's got a tag in it. Paint tag. That's pretty bizarre. I'm not super thrilled with the colors. I did manage to bring myself out an edge catcher. What did I do with it there? It's under my work area. Those are some awfully bizarre colors. I do like tempting fate, I got to admit. And I did run out of 16 by 20 inch canvases, although I was sure I had one somewhere. Looks like my camera strap has joined us. I think I just burnt out my camera battery adapter, which is too bad because that was $30 some odd poorly spent. I don't have to waste. I'm going to use my edge catcher. Throw my paint right back on my canvas. Squeeze it back over. I know it's a big canvas, but once you get the balancing point right on your edge catcher, it won't be as crazy as you think it must be for me. I'm not super happy with those colors, I gotta say. Wow. So that's either the gold solution or the black solution or the orange solution, or where is something else I can use? This maybe was just not supposed to be my day, I guess. There's a lot of paint there. Yes, I'm just playing. I'm playing because I like watching the cells that come about from playing, because once you get a little brazen, cells pop like crazy. And I'm not a fan of that red right yet. I'm hopeful that something else will come about and change my mind. And I love that stretcher bar in the middle, because that does mean that I have something to hold on to while I tip if I want. This is kind of a precarious deal right here. Tip all of that right back on. I do admit I didn't start with colors I thought were the prettiest in the world, but I have so often seen them turn into something I didn't expect that I'm more than willing to give them a shot once in a while. I should just take a whole nother painting and dip it in. And for some reason they do seem to often work themselves out, in spite of the fact that I sometimes think they should not. Let that run over the side and tap it back over. Now, we've got an interesting pattern, but I'm not so sure I'm super thrilled with the colors. So I think I can fix that. I've been known to be able to. And I like fuchsia plants. I might have mentioned that before. And that means I'm more than willing to go crazy and have some fun making red and fuchsia colors, pinky colors, go together. Alright, that's already better. Like, way better. It's, wow. It's so bizarre.